right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachafadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that do this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yalla, GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. As you can see out of the horse's mouth, these people are setting up a digital technocracy using AI, and these data centers are a big part of it. Okay. You have Elon Musk, who is literally saying that these brain chip interfaces will allow you to do things that basically you have superpowers. Okay. So, what is this alluding to? Well, this is alluding to the miracles in which it speaks of in Revelation, the 13th chapter, okay, in which we're going to get. But we are hurling fast, very fast, to the new digital government, okay, that they're going to put into play to rule us all using the RFID microchip and this Neuralink, okay, and the data centers to keep track of everything, okay. It is impossible to keep up with so many people and so much information. This is why they're using AI to be able to track and trace everything that you do. Okay? This is what the purpose of these data centers are for. And anybody with an eye can see where this all is leading to. Okay? And this is why, we harp so hard on the CHIP, the RFID microchip that's going to be that they're going to attempt to implant into all of us. Of course, you're going to have the elect that's going to resist this. But this is a warning out to those who will hear it that this is where this is going. Okay? They're going to collapse the real world economy. You're not going to have any more dollars. All right? And they're going to bring in this digital system in which you won't be able to buy or sell or participate. And I don't know if you've seen that series Black Mirror, and I believe it's season 2 or 3, where your whole entire world was based off of a social credit score. And depending on how you behaved in society was the level of interaction you had in society. Now, they already have a system as such in China. Okay. Now, this is something that we've been blowing the whistle on and warning you all for quite some time. And now it's here. Okay. The collapse is here. The uproars of the people are here. And they're revving this thing forward. All right. So let's start off with, of course, the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. And this is Revelation 13 and 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and that was the Roman Empire. Okay? And causes the earth and them which that dwell them that dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And the revival of the Roman Empire is right here in Babylon the Great. Okay? What we call America today. All right? And it says, and he doeth wonders, so that he makes fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. And you remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki, okay? Fat Man and Little Boy, I can't remember the bombs. Let's just look it up real quick. Okay. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. All right, and Yeah, yep. Fat Man and I see Fat Man, but wasn't it? Yeah, Little Boy and Fat Man. So I was close. Okay. So those were the names of the bombs, and this was done in 1945. Okay. So so these bombs were dropped then. Okay. So continuing on, and it says, and they deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of men, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, and that's the Roman Empire, that's the Roman system, okay, that's revitalized here in America, which was wounded by the sword and did live, okay. So this is nothing more than Rome 2.0, and the image of the beast is the system that the system of the that we live in is a system of control, of totalitarian control, to where you can't do nothing, you can't go nowhere, you can't do anything without them knowing. Okay, the Internet of Things and the Internet of You, because this chip is going to connect you to the internet. All right, so uh, let's first start off with this video.
The Israelis clearly knew that it was an American ship. It was flying the American flag and it said USS Liberty on the side of it. They waited something like 45.
We are so close to the scariest, most dystopian system. This is what the drive to build all these thousands of data centers is about, to micromanage.
What in the hell? As I tell you, I believe Esau is doing some shit, man, because this was just working fine just a second ago. Now it's just going to freeze. All right. See, we still going. All right. Let's try it again.
So close to the scariest, most dystopian system. This is what the drive to build all these thousands of data centers is about, to micromanage the world's population through the new financial world order. AI is really about that. We're heading towards digital control systems where we have no more control over our liquid assets. It will be programmable, permission-based, so only what the central planners allow you to use your money for, at what time and place and location will be permitted. And if you're in the wrong place, it's not going to work. And if you're buying the wrong book, it's not going to work. Your money won't work outside a certain zone, whether it's 15-minute prison zone or whatever it may be. It is the totalitarian dictator's dream come true.
Now, you can go back years, and it's crazy how I remember back when we were saying these things, especially me, because I was saying this stuff, I was professing this to the hilltops. Also, the men of the Lord have been saying this for a very long time. And we were labeled conspiracy nuts, kooks, bums on the corner. But all these things are happening. We said you weren't going to be able to buy or sell or participate in society, that we were going to move to a social credit system. That's what these Americans were going to move everything to. And you won't be able to participate. Okay? We told you that. And now here we are. Okay? So I'm gonna continue on in Revelation 13 because that's gonna bring up the next precept, and it says, "He have power to give life unto the image of the beast." Okay, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many people as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now we continue to go over this. Okay, and I know y'all might be like, well, y'all talk about the mark of the beast all the time. Yes, we do, because this is exactly what's happening. And when it says, let's see, I'm looking for. All right. So it says that Revelation 13 and 15, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship of the image of the beast should be killed. And this isn't talking about the image of the beast is going to be literally talking. It's going to be speaking through its rulership, through its through its system. Okay, you won't be able to participate in its system unless you you bow down, so to speak, and do what you're told. And this is what these RFID microchips are about. Because once you take it, if you don't, they'll be able to just shut it off or fine you, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. And all of these things are going to be controlled by AI data centers that's going to be judge, jury, and executioner on you. It's not even going to be a human being. It's going to be an AI bot that's going to determine if whether or not your conduct, like these new cars that they have, that are just shut off if the AI thinks that you're not fit to drive in any way. Okay? So that's how it's going to be in this time to come. If they feel like you did something to violate their so-called rules, the AI will be able to just fine you or turn your shit off. No judge, jury, executioner. And Elon Musk already went to the Supreme Court talking about how his robot should be allowed to discriminate. Okay? So this is some real stuff that's happening, that's coming down the pike. And the men of Yahweh Shem Shai are warning you to what's to come. And real soon the warning is gonna stop. All right. So it says, the last part it says, and causes that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that killed is a twofold meaning. Because what happens if you can't work? What happens if they just steal your money and take your wages away? Well, that's likened on to killing you because you can't survive. The chief things of life you no longer have access to. I'm going to go to the book of Sirach, chapter 34. Or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34. And let's see. Sirach 34 and 22, and it says, I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. Okay? He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. And when we all know that Esau is an unjust ruler. So when you put total control in this man's hands, don't you think he's going to defraud people? Don't you think he's going to take people's ability away to eat? Okay? That's what it means when it says one side of what it says kill. They're going to disconnect you from the system where you can't provide or take care of yourself. It says 22, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. And Esau knows this. He knows that if he makes it to where you can't participate in society, eventually you're just going to die. Okay? He that taketh away his neighbor's living, okay, slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of hire is a bloodshedder. And we all defrauded because there's no way that a man can become a billionaire in a lifetime. A couple of them, well, I mean, you probably could if you had a product that was good, but you can't you can't have all these billionaires in the world unless they're stealing and doing fraudulent shit. You know, not paying people enough, stealing people's wages and money, you know, taking people's tips and stuff like that, not paying people enough. Okay? So that all of that money from labor, because labor is the most expensive thing that a company pays for. Okay? Not the actual product itself or the service itself, but the person that they're paying to present the product or service. So the less they pay you in labor, the more profit the shareholders make. Okay, I know because I work in an industry where you have to count labor. to make sure labor is good. Okay? And it says, when one buildeth the house and another pulleth it down, what profit have they that built what profit have they then but labor? Okay? And that's exactly what Esau Edom does. He pulls down the houses that we labored for. Okay, because he's a wicked ass ruler. All right. So now we're gonna play the next video and hear what Elon Musk has to say. Okay, because for all of y'all naysayers out there saying that the mark of the beast is Christianity or sleeping with white women or whatever foolishness that it is, listen to what he's about to say. Okay, how can it not be that when they're saying things like this? And then you have other videos where they're saying that everybody's going to have a chip in the future. They're saying this shit. So we've been preaching these things for a while, and now you have the actual devil saying the same thing, that what he's going to do to you that we've been saying.
Some kind of brain machine interface that can give you cybernetic superpowers, I think, is probably good. It can, help people that have brain or spine injuries, enable people who've never spoken for years to speak again, which we've done. Give people eyesight who have lost both eyes or the optic nerve, or maybe have never even seen at all, blind from birth. By direct interface to the optical centers in the brain, you can actually restore eyesight or give people eyesight that they've never had before. And you can enable people to walk again, which I think is profound. I mean, these are kind of Jesus level things, let's say like when technologies are hitting like Jesus level miracles, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now you hear this, devil? Jesus level miracles. Right? That's what he think, and it ain't no Jesus level miracles, okay? It ain't. Now let's listen to that. Let's run that back.
Some kind of brain machine interface that can give you cybernetic superpowers, I think, is probably good. It can, help people that have brain or spine injuries, enable people who've never spoken for years to speak again, which we've done. Give people eyesight who have lost both eyes or the optic nerve, or maybe have never even seen at all, blind from birth. By direct interface to the optical centers in the brain, you can actually restore eyesight or give people eyesight that they've never had before. And you can enable people to walk again, which I think is profound. I mean, these are kind of Jesus level things, let's say like when technologies are hitting like Jesus level miracles, that's pretty good.
Yeah. How do you, again, it's asked a lot, but it's fun to ask it to you. How do you prioritize? I mean, because you're right, you've got multiple deities.
You see, so he's trying to compare the bullshit ass technology to the healings that Yahweh Shai did. Okay. Um, give me one. I'm pulling up a scripture. I'm looking for a scripture of a miracle in particular. So give me 1 second. All right. Now, let's go to one in particular. Okay. Let's go to John because he's talking about healing the eyes and all of these different things, but nothing compares to Yahweh Shai and what he did. So let's go to the book of John. Let's go to verse 9. We're gonna go back to Revelation in a second, but John chapter 9, verse 6, and it says, and we had when he had let's go up. Let's start at verse 1. It says, and as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from birth. And the disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh should be made manifest in him. So this man was born just so that he can show a miracle, okay? That he can show the power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And he says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day, that the night cometh when no man can work. Okay? And this is the time where we're coming into right now. The day that's coming that nobody can do the work no more. Okay? So that's exactly what we're doing. We're out here working the works of the Lord that sent the prophets. All right? And he said verse 5, it says, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Okay? And he said, when he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle and anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay and said unto him, go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He went his way therefore and washed and came seeing. The neighbors therefore and they which before had seen him said that he was blind, said, is not this he that sat and begged? Some said, this is he. Others said, he is like him. But he said, I am he. Therefore said they unto him, how were thine eyes opened? And he answered and said, a man that is called Yahushua Hamashiach made clay and anointed my eyes, and said unto me, go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight. He didn't get no damn nothing cut in his head, nothing prosthetic put inside of his body. The Lord healed his flesh through the miracle and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You cannot compare the technology, okay, that these devils have created to the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The hell are you talking about? These are miracles. These are left-handed miracles through technology. Okay, that's what these things are. These aren't real miracles. Okay, so when this man Elon Musk saying stuff like Jesus level miracles, no, this is just a deception that they're using to deceive the world. And all of these things tie back to the very first video, which is the data centers. Because as you go to these people, get these implants for their miracles, the deception of their healing miracles, you're gonna be trapped because you won't be able to participate in the system anymore. As if you don't if you do not cooperate with the system, they can shut your chip off and your eyesight, your miracle eyesight, just by you. Because I remember I watched it was crazy. I think it was a Black Mirror episode where um uh they were able to implant you with something. No, no. Uh and I can't remember exactly how it went. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. But basically, you had to have a subscription, and you will actually market the commercial for the subscription. And if you couldn't pay the subscription fee, you just die. It's just like that movie back in the day, Repo Man, where if you couldn't pay the fee for your organ, your artificial organs, they'll just come and rip your organ out. Okay, that's hey, when Howard Shai healed this man, he was just healed. He didn't have to pay no subscription fee, okay? Or he didn't have to participate in a bogus ass system to continue seeing. But these are the type of constraints that Esau is going to put on the technology that he gives you. You speak out against him, your chip get turned off. You try to eat something that he don't want you to eat, you can't use your chip. You trying to buy something you're not supposed to buy, you won't be able to buy it. This is the left hand magic that this left hand miracle, you could say magic, but left hand miracle that this devil is using. And most of y'all people out there are going to fall for this. But these aren't true miracles because you're not truly healed. Okay? You're using a third party medium to be able to use or have the function of whatever body part or extremity that you're using this technology for. Okay? But Yahweh Shai, like the man with the wilted hand, how he just healed the man with the wilted hand, right? And his hand was healed. They're going to have to cut the hand off, implant you with a chip, and then attach a robotic hand that they will have a stake in. You see? So it's not the same level of miracle. All right, Mr. Elon. So let's go back to Revelation and finish this out. And then we're going to go ahead and close out. This is Revelation 13. Let's go back down to the bottom. Verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich or poor, to receive free and bond, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, a charagma, in their right hand or in their forehead. And this is what Elon is talking about. That Neuralink, that's going to go inside your head. Okay? This is going to allow you to be able to control these prosthetics that and access your computer and all that stuff. You got people that are playing chess with their mind and stuff like that. These are the things that this devil is going to use to try that's going to deceive you into believing that these things are actually true miracles. All right. And then you got, I heard an elder, do a video where he was talking about the Christian church and how it ain't been no miracles coming out of the Christian church. So when people see, oh, well, my grandma died of gout, you know, she had to get her leg cut off because of diabetes, not gout, but um, she she can't see anymore. She blind. My grandma blind, right? And y'all sitting up here praying to Jeebus, and you ain't receiving no healing, right? What do you think these people gonna do when they see that this technology is offering them an opportunity to do things that they once were able to do that they can't do anymore through their left hand pseudoscience? They're gonna flock to it. So it's gonna turn a lot of people. Also, it's gonna turn a lot of people away from what they think is the faith. All right. It says, and no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark. When they do this total collapse of this system, and this system is completely collapsed, and they introduce this thing, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. For a lot of people, you're not going to be able to go into your house, unless you have this. You're not going to be able to go into work, your job, unless you have this. This is how bad it's going to get. And a lot of people, out of the convenience of doing the things that they've been doing and they want to continue, because most people can't let nothing go. Okay, they can't suffer any type of hardships for any type of long period of time, right? They're going to take it. Okay, they're going to take it. All right, and they're going to get that grievous sore, and they're going to get the fury of the Lord poured out against them without mixture. Okay? It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 sore and 6 high size stigma. Okay? Which we've done videos on that in the past. I've done videos on that in the past. So if you want to learn about that, just type in GMS 600 3 score and 6 and a video pop up. All right? So we know where we're at. Okay? And Elon just said it. Miracles. It's right here. The scriptures say that he was going to deceive the world through the miracles that he were able to offer. Okay? And now you see these devils, these proud ass devils saying it right out of their mouth. All right? So we're here. For all of you naysayers, we're here. Okay? And it's only going to intensify. It's only going to intensify. All right? So with that, I'm going to end it up by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakar Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstones. Until the next time I can, I say shalom.